Mystery Hill, New Hampshire. At this remarkable megalithic stone site known as America's Stonehenge, where Barry Fell first discovered evidence of Druid writing in 1975, can be found numerous celestial alignments.
It's an area that covers 12 acres. It has multiple stone chambers. It has megalithic construction, such as standing stones, which have now been found to be astronomically aligned from the center of the site.
The most famous artifact at Mystery Hill is a curious stone slab.
Among the many stone structures at America's Stonehenge is a huge flat slab that is the size of a human body. And around its edges is a channel that leads into a hole that very clearly would have been used to catch liquid that was running down the stone and that would eventually go through the channel down into the ground.
Could this slab have been used for blood rituals? The stone has, in fact, been dubbed the sacrificial table. And some researchers believe it was used by the Druids. Throughout northern England, so-called bog bodies have been found. Disturbingly well-preserved corpses of 2,000-year-old human sacrifice victims.
Bog bodies, as they're described, are human cadavers that have been repeatedly found in boggy environments, and the manner of their discovery seems to suggest that they could have been cast into the waters as a sacrifice. There is powerful evidence that those responsible for these ritual murders were the Druids, and that if the Druids did reach North America, that they carried sacrifice with them.
The Druids did sacrifice a certain way. They would put a noose around the neck so that the pressure builds up in the carotid artery. Then they would slit the throat so the blood had pressure to form a stream in the grooves of the rock.
Could the table of sacrifice be physical evidence that the Druids came to America centuries ago and brought with them not only their dark customs, but perhaps also left an indelible mark on New England and the Hudson Valley? Ancient astronaut theorists say yes, and point out that Balanced Rock, the Hudson Valley Stone Chambers, the largest number of UFO sightings in U.S. history, and Whitley Strieber's famous abduction story all happened within miles of each other.
I've had many conversations with Whitley Strieber, and he uses the Hudson Valley UFO sightings to give validation to his own experiences, which occurred in the Hudson Valley. It validates his story.
There's a tradition in Celtic folklore that the old gods would retreat underground. I think they came up, and those people who came up were real, just as real as you and me. So maybe there is something to the old fairy lore. Let me put it this way, and we mustn't forget this. These fairy folk had nothing to do with Tinkerbell. They're really a serious bunch.